At number 4, I have Mysticana. So this is a new game from Button Shy. And when I say game, it's more of a game system, as you have 18 cards. And this deck of cards is pretty standard when it comes to card games, where you have 3 suits. You've got earth, fire, and water. And each of those cards go from 2 to 5, but there's also like a wild card, or an avatar it's called, which kind of acts like your Joker. Now this is actually more of a game system where you're using those cards to play several different games. A couple come with the base core foundation set, but there are other modules that you can plug into the game to completely play a different game. So I tried 3 of these different games, one of which was called The Path Ahead. Now this was like a push your luck system where you're simply flipping the next card of the deck over, trying to guess if the next card is either stronger or weaker than the existing card. And kind of a running thread through this game, or this game series I suppose, is that it works on this elemental system where water is stronger than fire, fire is stronger than earth, and earth is stronger than water. Kind of that circular motion of power levels. So that first one was a sheer luck fest, kind of a lazy push your luck game. Not any interesting decisions to be made. It's going to be a 50-50 chance. So if I was going to play a push your luck game, I'd simply choose something else, like Circus Volocati. This one isn't really worth your time. The second one I played was Sorcerer's Showdown. So this was a head-to-head kind of trick-taking game, as you have this small hand of cards. You're playing a card out there, and the next person has to play a stronger card. If they can, they'll win that trick. But if you ever end up winning a trick using the avatar, then you will win not only that trick, but also a previous trick that the other player has won. So it kind of swings it in 2. I suppose the only cool thing about this mode was that each round there'll be kind of fewer cards in the mix, meaning that the rounds went quicker, because the actual winning condition is that you need to win every single hand unanimously. So you need to win a round outright with your opponent not winning any. So I thought that could take a long time, but it didn't in reality. It was pretty quick. For me, this was a little bit too trick-takery. I'm not a big fan of trick-taking games. And to get the most from this one, you need to kind of have a Rain Man style memory, and I'm not like that. So this one was also a miss for me, but I could see some trick-taking fans enjoying it. And the final one, which was my favourite by far, was called Arcane Artifacts. Now this one actually introduced some new cards into the mix with these item cards, these artifacts. And this game really reminded me of a game called Kobe Yakawa, where you are playing somewhat of a poker style game and trying to stay in the round, or have the strongest two-card hand by the end of the round. And the strongest hand is going to be determined by this changing event. So it might say if you have, or you need to have the strongest in water and fire. And basically, once you've relayed that information, every player can swap one card in the hand if they want to, or they can commit to what they have, and then you can kind of drop out of the round if you don't feel strong enough and get some points that way, or you can try and be brave and stay in the round and hopefully win and get more points based on this kind of random card that will come out. This one I liked. Again, I like that wagering aspect. I like that poker face kind of wagering, and are you going to bluff and win the round and force other players to drop out? It worked quite well, and I did enjoy it. The only thing is, I would rather play a game like Kobe Yakawa, because I think it's a bit more streamlined, and the gameplay is fundamentally the same, although there's probably a bit more variety in Arcane Artifacts. With Kobe Yakawa, it's kind of the purest, most distilled form of that gameplay. So again, when it's directly competing with another game, and I prefer the other game, this one's kind of left in the void. But still, there are a ton of different modules you can try. I've only tried a small sample, so maybe I didn't get the best impression. But hey, I'm sure if you have a really tight space on your shelf and you can't really have much room to add more games, then this is a good one, because again, it's so compact and there are so many different games you can play with that one deck. So that is Mysticana at number 4.